Hey everybody out there, it's Gary Peplow again, and I've got a really cool adventure. Now you can't get jealous about this because it's nothing I could do about it. It just happened to fall in. This is so lucky. My mom had a friend, and he died about 3 years ago. His name is Troy Nance. Now he was the man's man. I mean, honestly, he was a bush pilot. He had right now is sitting in the Valdez Airport, International Airport, is a bear that I mean, it's like an 8 foot grizzly bear. I've actually got to see it. I got a chance to go fishing with this guy. Now the only thing I had to do was pay airfare and fuel and food on the boat. Everything else he took care of. Bait. He was even sort of our guide. So I'm going to tell you more about that later. But in one of the adventures I went with him, and this guy's amazing. He's just a loss to mankind as far as I'm concerned. One of the things he did is he took me to the Valdez fish hatchery. Now, what they do there is they catch the salmon, and then they bring them in, take the eggs, and then they release the eggs after they've been fertilized, and then the salmon come back there. And they just do that over and over again. Now, when you see this, there's a little sadness involved. These fish are not going to make it back. They're not going to make it back. They're fighting and fighting and fighting after their time at sea and want to come back up through the to the fish hatchery, but there's no place for them. So when you're watching this, just remember it's part of the cycle that's going on. It happens all over. The only difference here is they don't get to spawn and mate because they never make it to fresh water. So I want to take you along in this journey because it's really, really cool. Now today we're only going to talk about the fish hatchery. Later, I'm going to give you a view of what we were doing out at a place called Fisherman Naked Island. But that comes later. So follow me along here, and I want you to see how fun it was just to be in Alaska with this tremendous, dedicated to him, Troy Nance. So let's go on and take a look at this. Now you all know I like to show you geography where we were at. And in this situation, I got a chance to go to this hatchery that's right here in Valdez. Now I'm going to use Google Earth. Thank you, Google Earth, for making this available. We're going to zoom right in here. Now if you can see, we're going to the Salmon Gulch Hatchery. That's right over here. I'm going to put that in the center. And we're going to bring down some more. Now, what happens is in this area, this is one of the arms, this is the Port of Valdez, and we drove around this way. And as we came around this way, my friend Troy, which is like the man, he's just like amazing, took me to this place that I'm going to show you today. So, I want you to get this. This is really, really important. Now, there's a couple things you're going to see here. You can see that there is right here the hatchery. The fish come in from right here. And then they're collected. See, there's the buildings right there. They come in right here. Now, it doesn't look like they would come up here, but the tide's out right now. So the fish come up through here. They get stuck behind this right here. It is a little dam, but it also lets water go through. So fish sense it when they're coming through here. The fish get trapped here. Now, in this video, you're going to see us playing around right here, exploring the fish in the hatchery. So I just want to give you an idea of where we're at. But this is truly amazing. And before we go any further, let's just make sure we know that salmon are supposed to go out and then come back. In this situation, we let them go, but they had no place to come to, since they can only take a certain amount of fish. So right here, this is where we're at. We're talking about the salmon right here, and it doesn't look like the area because it's low tide. Good morning. We're walking in Valdez, and from what I understand, we're lucky again. Troy says it's always foggy when you get up in Valdez. Well, today it's not. Now, right over there, in that direction right there, is where old Valdez used to be. So what happened was old Valdez was built on the glacier tailings, all that loess and the alluvial fan of the glacier. And then when the earthquake came, it slumped and it fell into the water. And then as you can look around here, you see that this is just a big bowl. So the water went 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and washed out old Valdez. Now, a lot of this video is already narrated by me, so I'm not going to interrupt that. But when we get to places where I think there's something really important that I would like you to know, I'm going to point it out to you. But let's just go and sit back and listen to what's going on and go from there. Remember that bush pilot I was telling you about? The guy who was into food? And I'm not talking about eating, he was a grocery dude. Okay. This is Troy Nance. He's a captain. Be taking us out. There's a bug on the lens. Ooh. Get out there. Ooh. It made you fog up. Hold on a second. Clear up. Okay, good. This is Mr. Nance. What were you going to say, Mr. Nance?
Nothing. This is going to be a beautiful day.
It is going to be a beautiful day. You said this is a little bit weird?
It looks like it's fogged in.
No. So that's not typical?
That's very unusual. Very unusual. I was just thinking about taking this rod down to your wife to use.
Oh, what is that?
Electric rod.
Oh, electric one.
You can just push a button and just, it'll bring a fish in or let the fish run a little bit, and then as soon as he quits running, it starts bringing him back again.
Almost unfair. Almost.
This is the one that your granddad used all the time.
Now, Valdez is a very, very important place because Valdez is the end of the Alaska pipeline. This is where all the oil comes down. If you take Stevenson's Road and take all the way around, you can see the pipes. You can follow it along. Very, very interesting. What do you think about living in Valdez?
It'd be nice.
Oh, well, you do that now already.
I don't know. I spend my summer here practically all summer. You can sit here and count the glaciers. There's one there. There's another one back over here somewhere. There, right up there. I think there's 7 glaciers that's visible from right here.
Wow. Well, you can see over here, which I think we already talked about. You can see the mountain reflected in the water. My friend Troy showed me something else cool that you have to see. This is sad, tragic, but also cool. Okay, so the fish ladder's over there.
It goes in and they go swim right up that channel there. And it goes up there and there's about 10, 15 holding pins up there. And they go
Okay, that's not wow. I don't know what wow is, honestly. Now, all these fish were hatched here in that hatchery right there. But they can only take so much of them back. And these are all fish that were able to get past the ocean. They're out there for about 5 years. They're able to get past fishermen like me today when I was fishing with Troy here. But oh my gosh, all these made it back and they're not even going to be able to make it to spawn. That is so sad to me. It's life, and if they didn't do it, we would be in trouble. But look, it's just amazing. Now remember, these guys are coming back from the ocean. They've already spent maybe 3 or 4 years out there, depending on the type of salmon. And what we're looking at now is them returning back. Now, because of the nature of hatcheries and trying to keep the salmon's flight out there, a lot of salmon just don't get a chance to spawn. But you can see here how cool it is how this works. Now, these are pink salmon. Now, you can tell the males from the females. I couldn't when I was out there. It sounds so stupid. But you can tell because the males have these gigantic teeth and big humps. And the females, they are sort of drab and they're sort of sit off to the side. The whole point here is that these guys are trying to get upstream together. Hello. Okay, I'm going to go down and grab one of these guys. Now this guy spent at least a year, or at least 3 years, out in the ocean. He gave his life to make it to here, and now he can't make it upstream. I think that is so sad. And look at that. It's expelling its eggs. This is a female. that's the end of her life. That's all she was here for, right there. Talk about feeling silly. Yeah, it was a female. It was expelling eggs, right? That's the only thing that she was here for. Look at that. And now she's just going to die. She was going to die anyway, but... No, let's see if we can find a male. Okay, this is a male pink salmon. You can tell it's a male because he's got this hump on top of it. He's got a hump on top, and that hump is where it stores food. Now look, the male's teeth are much meaner than the female's teeth. They have to fight. They have to fight against strain. And now, let's see if there's a bug on me. Now let's see if I can get some milk out of it. There it is. Right there. That is mixed with the eggs. Sorry about that. That's mixed with the eggs to make them fertile. So this pinky is just not going to be a dad. But don't feel bad, it wasn't going to make it anyway because this is blocked off on purpose. Now I have to tell you how lucky I was. Troy took us down, took us back. I also had family up there, we stayed with them. But on the way back on Stevenson Road, at the top of the mountain is this lake. And I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't remember what the lake's name is. But what was really cool about it is we found these sockeye salmon. Now, I should say we found it. This is a great big area that's parking, and there's all signs saying don't bother the fish and everything else. But it was like being on National Geographic. I was sitting there watching these fish after they just came upstream. Just sitting there relaxing, saying, whoa, that was quite a trip. And then afterwards, I got to watch them spawn. Wow, so this is where the salmon come. Isn't that cool? We saw them down there at Valdez. They came all the way up here. These are sockeye salmon though. These are totally different than the other ones. These are a lot meaner and stronger. Those poor humpies, they're not going to make it. These are. Hey, babe. Over the world, and this has got to be one of the best. So enjoy it, have some fun with it, and if you get a chance to have an adventure, show it and tell us on Facebook and on the internet about your exciting adventure. But I gotta say, there's a lot more to come. You just have to put up with me because I'm celebrating my life.